What is up, YouTube? How's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. It has been weeks since I've been able to film a vlog, and I'm sorry for the delay in vlogs. But you know, life is crazy right now. I've been absolutely busy, obviously with work and school, and last weekend I had plans, and you know, I only have one day off a week from both work and school, and you know, I got other things that I got to take care of, unfortunately. So today I do have things going on. Actually, I'm in a little bit of a hurry, but I'm going to film this vlog at the same time because we are celebrating the 3-year anniversary of this 15 Ford Fiesta SE. And as of right now, out of all 3 of the vehicles, this one here is officially the one that we've had the longest. And yeah, of course, you know, it is snowing. It's in the teens, I do believe. It's freezing out here. But yeah, so we have had the 2015 Ford Fiesta SE for 3 years now. Today, this is actually the first time I think I've had a vlog that's kind of current. But today, as of right now, is January 19th. And the official anniversary was January 11th, I do believe. So I'm like, what, a week behind. But and she's dirty, of course. You know, you can see we've got snow. We had a huge ice storm yesterday, and there was slush and salt and everything. So she needs a good cleaning. And I was planning on actually kind of running it through the wash today, but for several reasons I decided not to. And yeah, so the overall exterior of the car, the condition, you know, we've only had the car for 3 years, but it is a 5-year-old car technically. So far the condition's not bad. No rust. The last time I gave it a hand washing in the fall, didn't see any rust anywhere. The wheels, other than the fact that they are dirty at the moment, the paint on the wheels still seems to be pretty decent. The color's still good. No new markings, I don't think. Haven't noticed any new scratches or any dings or anything, so that's actually really surprising. So yeah, so I'm gonna let this thaw off real quick, and then we gotta jump in the car and go. And I will give you guys the rundown so far on how it has been owning the Ford Fiesta for 3 years at this time. Alright guys, we are rolling. So yes, the 2015 Ford Fiesta SE. As of right now, we have 39,214 miles on the clock. Now, when we bought this car, it had just come out of a lease, and it only had, I don't remember the exact mileage, but it was around 20,000 miles. So we have almost 20,000 miles put onto it, you know, soon enough. The car does get driven more now that my wife has actually had a full-time position at her job, and sometimes she's working extra hours. Her commute is further away from where she used to work, so this car does see pretty normal driving patterns now. It used to just be maybe like a 10-minute ride to work, and now it's probably about 20 minutes for her, and that's 5 days a week. So yes, the Fiesta finally gets use on a daily basis. To this day, I still can't believe we actually ended up with this car. I remember when we were looking at cars, we were just looking for something that was honestly temporary, because the Toyota that we had before was getting ready to bite the dust in a couple of, you know, categories. And you know, we were looking for cars that were going to be just a, you know, a couple $1,000s and whatnot. I'm sorry that the light is so awful right now, but no, we ended up stumbling across this, and the deal on it was just too good to pass up. So we ended up going home with this. And of course, the first thing that struck my wife with this car was the color. She absolutely loved the color. I was not a huge believer of the Fiesta. I would have wanted to go with a Focus, and I know I've said that before. But looking back on it now, I'm really, really glad that we got this instead of the Focus. I know the Focuses are good cars, and I know that they're bigger, which is why I wanted it. But at the same time, they also seem to have more mechanical issues when it comes to this power shift transmission that they have. For some reason, I don't hear about Fiestas having the power shift issue as much. And I've always kind of thought after a while of noticing that it's the same exact transmission, I do believe. So I think because this car is smaller and this engine doesn't put out as much torque, I think that might have something to do with the longevity of these transmissions in the Fiestas and not the Focuses. So that goes without saying. So far, the reliability of the Fiesta has been phenomenal. 3 years, and haven't had to put any money into this car yet. There's been a couple of little problems here and there that we have we've had to deal with, but we haven't had to really do any money into it because when we got the car, it was still under its original factory warranty. So anything that happened then, and I mean very, very minute things, we didn't have to deal with it because it was under the warranty. The first thing that we had an issue with was the blend door motor, the actuator that controls the blend door. When you would put the blend door to have the air flowing out the dashboard vents, it would do this click, 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 click noise. And that issue was current when we bought the car, so I never really counted that as an issue that we had to deal with during the time that we've had the car. So there was that, and that was covered under warranty. The other issue, and again, very small issue, but I wanted it fixed because the car is still new, was the sun visor on the driver's side. The little door that hides the mirror, it broke off somehow, and they covered that under warranty. So I know that really doesn't do any significant damage to the car or whatnot, but I just didn't like the idea that it was broken and I wanted it fixed. So we got that taken care of. They had to order a whole new sun visor, which I'm really surprised you had to get a whole visor for that. And then in the summer of 2018, we finally had the transmission, the clutch pack replaced in the power shift transmission. And the problems that we were having with the transmission, we were getting shudders, and I noticed we would get shudders between the early gears once the transmission started getting warm. So I always thought it was a cooling issue as far as why the clutch packs might fail. And yeah, so finally, it was getting severe enough to where we had to have it replaced. And again, it was still under original warranty. So I think at that time, if I'm not mistaken, the car had about 27 or 28,000 miles on it when we got rid of that and had it replaced. So we are now at, like I said, 39,000 miles. So about 12,000 miles has passed with this new clutch in this transmission. And so far, this thing, it still drives and shifts flawlessly. You don't get that shuddering or those heavy shifts in between the gears anymore. So I was told that when a lot of these later clutch packs were starting to get into these transmissions, they kind of redesigned them a little differently, or they did something to them, is what I was told. And so they are supposed to be a little more durable and such in the long run. And so far, this transmission 100% shifts on time, and there's no delayed jerks or anything like that. I haven't had any issues with them. The car gets a lot of highway use now because of my wife's job. So yeah, she hasn't mentioned anything to me about it. The times that I drive it, it seems to be perfectly fine. I know the lighting is awful, and I do apologize. I'm trying my best. Now I'm losing my footing. I'm just gonna have to leave you guys like this. So yeah, I mean, mechanically, the car is still 100% sound, safe and sound. We're not losing oil. I just did an oil change on this. I want to say it was before it started getting cold, like maybe 1,500 miles ago or something like that. But the oil is still at full capacity, so it's not burning oil or anything like that. And it's still a fun car to drive. I am not bored with this car when I drive it. Though I say it all the time, crammed a little bit, but it's really not that bad. I can drive this car 3 hours to Columbus. We've done that twice in this car, and I'm able to sit through the entire drive and not feel like I'm losing feeling in any of my body parts or limbs or whatnot. So as far as maintenancing in the future, going into driving year number 4, I think we are finally going to have to start doing some maintenancing on the car. We're probably going to need brakes this year. I think I might have said that last year, but the brakes are still strong. But this will probably be the year that we do brakes on it. So brakes, the tires are still original, and the tires aren't in awful shape. You know, they're coming up on 40,000 miles. And I'm, like I said, pretty sure they're the original tires that came on the car in 2015. So I don't know if we're going to do tires or not. They seem to be gripping really well, and the tread isn't terrible, but you know, you can see how it's getting worn in. I could probably rotate the tires and get a longer life out of the tires and whatnot. She doesn't pull or anything like that. She hasn't needed any kind of alignments. I do notice there's like a humming noise, and I'm noticing that because the music and stuff's not on. So maybe that could be a tire. You know, it could be one of the tires. We could need, I don't know if she hit any potholes or anything, and maybe we need a hub or something. I don't know. But I mean, it's driving fine. I will say we are going to have to do our very first repair on this car this year, and it's probably going to be whenever I get a nice day and the time to do so. But I mentioned to you guys the blend door actuator, how it used to click when we bought the car, and we had it replaced. Well, here's what happens when I put it back on the dashboard vents now. That's right, it's back. So the part that they replaced is failing yet again. And this time it's not under warranty anymore. So we get to do this little repair ourselves, and that is going to be the very first thing that I'm going to have to replace on this car myself. Now I already bought the part. It was $26, and I got it at the dealership that I work at the Ford dealership. And it's going to be a fun thing to tackle, because that little actuator sits all the way in the back side of the dash. Now, we don't have to really tear a whole lot apart, but it's going to be quite a struggle, I think, to get to. But I'm going to be a mechanic, so I got to learn how to really do this stuff. I'm so sorry it's so gray and white outside, because you guys cannot see me at all. But other than that, everything else is fine. I had to replace a turn signal light in the back, and that was, I think, within the first few months that we had the car. I don't count that as an actual repair, though, because bulbs go out all the time. But everything still works so far. The heated seat is on. It is still working. The My Ford Touch that we have in this car is still working. My wife does say that her MP3 player acts a little funny with it now, and sometimes her phone doesn't connect. So I don't know if that is an actual issue with the My Ford Touch, or if it's her device is actually doing it. I know her MP3 player acts funny when it's hooked up to the car. Sometimes it duplicates the tracks in the system and whatnot, and you know, I've never had an issue with my digital music when I'm using my flash drive, but when she uses her MP3 player through the system, it acts a little weird. It still plays fine, like it's playing right now, but you guys can't hear anything. But it's just the fact that sometimes her phone doesn't connect. My phone always connects. It's connected now. I don't have a problem with it, so I don't know. But I want to say the system, in my opinion, is still working flawlessly. There's no real issues going on there. And everything else is good. There's no other weird noises, no rattles or anything that's taking place in the cabin so far. I mean, it just seems like right now it's still, for it being 5 years old and you know, 39,221 miles, it's still a pretty flawless car. She just needs a good cleaning. By now, the interior, you know, there's, you know, the cat hair, and there's some spots on the seats that need cleaned, and you know, and it's gonna need a really good cleaning now. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. So, I mean, I'm sorry that this vlog really isn't, you know, in the way that I usually vlog. I'm kind of, you know, rushing just a little bit because I have plans with my brother, who just pulled up, by the way. He just pulled up. So yeah, so far this car has been phenomenal, and I really do think this is a car that we're gonna keep way past the payoff. My wife doesn't want to get rid of it, and it's just going to be it's just a nice car, and I'm really glad that we chose this one.
It's like 19 degrees out.
I know.
Is this the camera? Is this the camera? Is this the camera? Hello? Oh! This is ridiculous. This is how you should vlog right here. Let's go. We're going to get some food right now. Let's go. Look, I'm taking forever. You can have this back.
That's it, guys. That's the 3-year review on the 15 Fiesta. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Tyler, when you coming back?
Oh man, when I find the courage to be creative again, which is hopefully on the horizon.
We're all very busy people nowadays. It's ridiculous. He's going. It's cold. It's 17 degrees out here. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.